Okay, this is TSdL, Season 6, Round of 4 semifinals. We have YiQiao versus Wax. Sorry. Okay, so first pick Lucretia, pretty standard these days. Generally, people are more so first picking a DPS, something that can carry them through the game. And first pick Hilda indicates that Myeu wants to play more safely. A lot of, or a fair amount of Tensei in this box, but as far as YiQiao's ban plan goes, she just chooses to ban all the big threatening mages, which works really great with this second pick juggler, because pretty much everything left in this box is physical. The biggest threat to juggler right now is Ares is a good one, Elwyn. Not much to comment on between their boxes, although I would say with the YiQiao pick and Myu's box, he's definitely leaning more towards the defensive style. YiQiao's also leaning more towards the defensive style, especially ult. So second pick Ares is pretty good against dog. It's not really something that can kill dog outright, but the buff dispel is pretty annoying, especially if Ares engages first. And even if dog doesn't engage first, he's good follow-up after something like Elwyn. Even burn can create a good follow-up opportunity for Ares. And with Wind Whisper and other such things, he can create an opportunity in other ways. Dead dog, I mean, it really depends. It's pretty RNG. And if dog brings werewolves, he should be really safe. There's still Sherry and Liko that could kind of Liko. Sherry mostly, that would dissuade dog picking werewolves, but otherwise it'd be pretty free against this box. Banning out the Bernhardt, who would be a good combo with this Ares. The 18% damage would have been really good. He is getting some from Hilda still. And banning out Rosin. Which, there's a bit of... Liko can still go AoE here. And there's still a Bozul available in YiQiao's box. So that should be okay. Imagine we'll see an Elwyn ban here. It's pretty much the most threatening thing to dog. One thing I would say is that, yeah, Myeu picking up a healer here. It's Florentia, Hilda as player 2. It's fine. Although with Liko in the box, I mean, I guess the main problem is there's Lucretia and Ares for single target. So Liko wouldn't really cut it for healing there. Yeah, no, Bozul looks good here. The problem is he can't get through dog very quickly, and Florentia, she can remove a fair amount of debuffs, which is kind of limited in that regard. Liana could be picked up here. I mean, it depends on whether or not this area is going single target or AoE, and it's the same with the Lucretia because she can really flex either way. Had to sneeze. And should have picked Liana. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Double act again could be really good here. If you were YiQiao in that situation, you could just burn Act Again with, burn Act Again turn 1 immediately. Bullsel gonna rip this team apart if he gets in range? Yeah. It looks tough in that regard. It doesn't feel like YiQiao has a great way to get through the Hilda. It's pretty much just Ares. If Ares can find a good pull opportunity, then Lucretia or Helena could easily take advantage. The other thing that is a constant threat to Hilda right now is Dog. If he manages to get on top of Hilda after she's moved or something like that. There is also an Ares on Myu's side, though, who could potentially pull Dog off, but I mean, as long as you move Hilda last, should be okay. There's just not a lot of opportunities for Dog in that case. It feels that Myeu has the stronger team here. They're matched on Act Agains. Yeah, Hilda can always ram Dog, as long as you leave Hilda last. For your last action, rather. Sherry targets, there's no sort of mass protect, or rather, there's no sort of stun immunity for Dog. So Sherry could probably bring 3C here, probably Angels. And then, honestly, I wouldn't mind her not running Raid and considering running one of her other 2Cs. I think it could be okay. But Raid's still good to ensure you can get Act Again to go into the back line and snipe stuff out of Juggler range. But Juggler has Lucretia Puppet, which means that Juggler will have 100% uptime on his guard. So there's not a lot of reason for YiQiao to play outside of tank range. It looks like, yeah, we're going AoE strategy on YiQiao's side. Black Hole and Psychic Corruption. Psychic Corruption is a bit limited in terms of range, but I mean, Puppet really helps with that. The big problem is you have to dive, but that works pretty well with Juggler, because he can dive in first. I suppose then the problem is that Ares can follow up. Regardless, unique on Florentia, right there. Blood Pack Dog, all very relevant information for a game 2. And Helena's skill set never changes. On the other hand, Myeu here is running, does Luke's unit range +2 do anything for Sanction and Corruption? It does. She can cast it 2 tiles away from her, and it's 4 range still. So it's a 2+4 range. Yeah, Sherry running Goblins. I felt 3C was good here. Floretia is never going to be in range for Sherry to snipe. You're probably not going to kill this Helena because she brought Royal Calves. You could snipe Ares, but Ares outranges Sherry unless she has a jump-in target. Mass attack on Florentia for Sherry. Which means there's not a great way to handle the AoE coming from YiQiao's side. Again, single target Ares. Lobsters on Dog. It is there's some water here. Not really enough because, I mean, Juggler at the end of the day is a tank. And you can just attack somebody that he's guarding that's not in water. You know, funny story. Earlier I told the players I was ready, and my stream key on OBS had expired. So I had to go rush to copy my stream key and put it back into my OBS. That's why I was so disheveled earlier. I also kind of forgot this match was happening. I'm a good streamer. But yeah. At this point, it's mostly just a positioning war. You won't really see YiQiao leave the range of her tank. Ares is here to pretty much ensure that anything that moves out of tank range will die. Even this Helena should be pretty easily dead. I suppose Lucretia could. So YiQiao's entire game plan is she needs to get Lucretia over here, and I mean it is 2+4 range, but the range is kind of limited because of that. I mean, like she can move here, cast it here, and then cast it there. And the thing is, you have to hit everybody on the team with it, but I actually don't even know if that's the case here. Just because YiQiao is probably in a good position if she can just get a couple units. And with after heal block, there's no way for Florentia to deal with that even if she has strategic regroup. The Ares combo into that probably kills Sherry. She's a holy unit. Pretty good chance. It probably it probably won't kill Volvo because he won't take that much damage from Psychic Corruption to begin with. But it still could. As with Ares, it always depends on whether or not he crits. Ares would be dead. Florentia would be dead. And there's also Helena AoE combo here. I suppose if Sherry brought goblins, she matches Ares' range with Florentia Breeze. Or perhaps she could find some other snipe. Some weird Sherry positioning. Yeah. This Sherry is kinda dead. It's Royal Cavalry to survive Sherry. Yeah, I think that was the game plan there, and even supposing that it isn't, it's mostly physical. It probably won't prevent Ares from killing with Noble Charge. And yeah, Absol was mentioning, at this point, Helena can definitely reach this Sherry. Probably kills her. I would be surprised if this Helena didn't. I mean, Sherry is bulky, but it's goblins. There's no way. There's not a chance with goblins. Goblins are made of paper. So yeah, Florentia needs to expend Act again here if he wants to keep this Sherry alive. I suppose one thing worth considering is it even worth keeping this Sherry alive? But if Helena goes in here, is that perhaps a good trade for YiQiao? Which I kind of think it is, because I don't see Sherry doing too much against the composition. The problem with that is... Okay, no, it's not necessarily a problem. 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... So yeah, Florentia can just move back here and she's safe. She does not want to move here. That would be in range of Helena's Crystal Blossom. The AoE would hit her, and then your Florentia would be forced to move immediately to prevent herself from dying from YiQiao's Ares. Actually, Ares can't reach. Never mind. You could put her there, but I mean, there's not necessarily a reason to. Also, Myu's not running Bracer on Florentia. Again, stuff worth considering for game 2. This is Hoist the Sword and Pride in the Heart. Etrian Odyssey 3. Very good, I know. Thank you, Straw. Right. Okay, so YiQiao chose to use her act again. So it looks like she's just gonna go... Isn't that a waste of act again? It's kind of what it seems like to me. I'm trying to think of why you would use act again there. She wants to be player 2 instead. That's the only reason. So yeah, Ares should be able to pick up this kill pretty easily, especially if he's ragged. Oh, should have 3C'd one tile down. He would have got. Okay, it is ragged. This should be dead. If it wasn't dead to the single target, it would have been dead to the AoE after it anyway. And yeah, that's a decent component of YiQiao's AoE combo down. At the same time, it's still really devastating once Lucretia gets in range and can land this Psychic Corruption. So now it becomes who gets in range first, the Bozal or the Lucretia. YiQiao does have stacks, and the Puppet is going to certainly give her this distinctive range advantage. Now that Ares has expended his skills, one other thing is that Myeu burned his act again too. Because there was no way for him to kill Helena otherwise. I'm pretty sure he used it on Ares. So, players remain the same. Going for the Bozal, who is actually a bit injured. And he lives. You can cheat by seeing that. That kind of, like if you click on the tiles around where Ares lands, you'll see the unit before you get teleported, which can actually matter for situations where you're like low on backup time. Get the information faster, you know? Can spoil Tenyo buffs, yeah. So, YiQiao went for the Bozal kill. Did not land it. Probably missed some crits. I think that was risky. I think that YiQiao could have afforded to play it a bit more slow. Yes, Lucretia brought AoE. At the same time, though, I do agree with what Absol in chat was saying earlier, that once Bozal gets in range of this team, it's tough, but you have Juggler to keep you going for at least a little bit. And YiQiao also brought Mass Stack for Lucretia. So yeah, no strategic regroup on her side either. Classic YiQiao. I don't know if that's classic for her, but... She's usually a pretty patient player. Okay, so... going for the black hole. Will this... This might actually kill Bogle. Yeah. Okay, so Myeu needed to not move Bogle. Either that or... yeah, he was right here. Yeah, you have to heal the Bogle with Florentia at that point. So now things look really bad for me. You could also say that where Ares went to begin with was sort of a mistake. He could have been in range to kill the other Ares. Yeah, if you put him right here, and he'd also would have been out of black hole range, or well, like right here. Yeah, right there would have been fine as well. Yeah, showcasing the power of Lucretia, who can... She just has infinite range, more or less. And it would have been a different story if Myeu moved his Bogle. He couldn't move Bogle there, but yeah, so he had to heal Bogle. It was the only choice. The power of opponent not counting tiles. I mean, true. You're not wrong. But it's pretty annoying to count, you know, every time. Come on now. I'm kidding. You should absolutely always count tiles. He who counts more tiles wins. Gotta count if you're in top 4. Yeah. All these players have went through lots of tough opponents. At this point, I don't think there's much Myeu can do. Always count tiles, you just do it wrong. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Lucretia can be hard to count. And there's 2 times the opportunity for Tenyo to put mobility up on somebody and screw up your count somewhere. You have to count 2 units, so it's a little annoying. After this, we're going to see a juggler jump. Florentia is heal blocked, she's dead. Ares is heal blocked. Looks like we're going to game 2. Not quite in range of Florentia with juggler. Does Florentia have enough? Oh wait, no. Yeah, she breathes the juggler last turn, so. Yeah, everything's dead. Well, Ares will live for 1 turn. Yes, sir, Master Ice Jug. She was going full AoE here. So, what happened there is that Ares managed to pull the team in for YiQiao's Lucretia to get close enough to reach with Black Hole. And, yeah. The AoE combo was too strong. I mean, part of it is also YiQiao forcing that Ares to use Noble Charge to kill the Helena. It's generally a pretty favorable trade when you take one of your opponent's units and then they have to spend another unit's entire cooldown, especially a unit like Ares, who was just dead for 3 turns after that. It's a pretty damn good trade. Like I've been saying most of the season, you don't have to change too much in backup box because a lot of it more so comes down to the strategy you're pursuing in ban pick. A lot of these units are meta because they're really flexible and they can go AoE or single target. particularly if you're the player that won. I wonder if we'll see Myeu first pick a tank again. I don't think it's the best way to go about it against this kind of box. If Myeu does pick a tank, we're probably going to see YiQiao go that same route of disbanding T-Dust and Kyura immediately. And then from there, it's really hard. You might want to ban out double tank. And then there's opportunities for these units. But then if you do that, there's 3 tanks, right? And YiQiao can just ban the mages. So that actually would have been something Myeu could have opted for, to bring in another mage or something, but... Oh yeah, because then you could just force them into burn. So there's something that could have been done. YiQiao going pretty much... Oh no, this time she leaves up the Kyura. Banning the Ares instead. Second pick Buzzle for Myeu after banning Rosin. It's a good strat. At this point though, YiQiao doesn't necessarily need to pick a healer. You'd pretty much only do that if you're trying to outlast your opponent, and even if you were, they could just double ban your healer right after that. But even supposing you just pick healer here, healer, or even supposing you pick 2 healers next round to try and tank this Buzzle, you'll lose every single DPS in your box. Almost. They'll pick your DPS. Yeah, and YiQiao not having it. Same ban pick route as last game, I believe. Exact same. Ares could even potentially bring faction buff, although I don't think he will. That would be more viable with his unique coming soon. Now YiQiao bans Kyura and Rosin. There's still Buzzle available, and still plenty of AoE in YiQiao's box. Yeah, already there's 3 great AoE in it. So banning Rosin makes quite a bit of sense. Next, if Liko doesn't get picked here, which I mean, probably won't. You'll likely see her get banned because Liko is the next best thing against. Yeah, Liko's really good against AoE. But Liana, player 2, act again, it's nice. At this point, YiQiao's probably going to ban Elwyn. Well, no, she doesn't even have to, because we saw in game 1 that it's Blood Pack Dog. So you would just have to bring Stone Colossus. You'd be okay. I'm sure what she's thinking about is whether or not she picks Liana here. It could be difficult to deal with the remaining single target in Myeu's box, plus the debuffs without Liana. And if you don't pick a healer here, then Myeu could opt to double ban Liko Liana and lose, and YiQiao would lose most of the healing on her team. Yeah, picks up the Liko, wants to be safe against this AoE, and then she bans the single target. other than Sherry. But I mean, Bird and Elwyn are certainly more threatening to this dog than Sherry would be. They're both being banned for the spells they do. Ult's pretty hard for Tank Bush to deal with. You have to play very safely, and there's a lot of times you can find an opportunity. TSdL has annoying teleport plus great single target follow-up with Lucretia and potentially Ares. Leaving the Liana, picking up a Helena. Helena will be good for this team because she can zone. It forces YiQiao to play more so in her tank range. But this was sort of the problem with picking a healer early, is that you now get forced into a healer, or a double healer comp. Lando is not useful here. You're never going to pick him. But it is a double act again comp, which is scary. It's really scary, actually, with this puzzle. Something that could be cute is you could bring Mass Resist on Florentia and bring double AoE on Bogle. But I mean, probably Bogle's gonna bring faction buff. It wouldn't last through all the AoEs anyway, but it would be more AoEs. Because Bogle with Black Hole can AoE 4 turns in a row. And YiQiao getting Lani here is excellent. It's now... At this point, Myeu has very few win conditions. Liko can just run full support. She doesn't necessarily have to, but she can. I mean, if you bring Mass Protect, Mass Resist, Mass Heal, Ares faction buff, Lucretia gets a buff, and then between Liana, it's gonna be really damn hard for this Bogle to carry, and a Juggler too. Yeah, Juggler too. Still, we do have double act again. That's why I was kind of thinking Black Hole, because if Bogle can somehow AoE 3 times in one turn and hit the entire team, this seems pretty unlikely, I know, but it's kind of what has to happen for Myeu to win, and unless he gets just like absolutely godly debuff. But he won't, because of Liko. Vibari with the insider information that is indeed not a Bracer Liko. So Bogle could certainly get through. Liana didn't bring Sky Archer. Would be nice against the debuff. You could cast Gospel on Liana. It is a Blood Pack Juggler, so you don't have to worry about him getting heal block. Or you could cast Gospel on Liko. And it's also a full offensive Liko, so yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. I do feel that if YiQiao went the more stall route, that Myeu would have very little chance of getting through, but I guess if the game drags on. Yeah, if the game drags on, I can see how YiQiao... It's like I said, if somehow Bogle can AoE 3 times in one turn, which he can't because he brought buff, yeah. Prisha with Mass Attack, part of her strength. She can just friggin' buff the entire team if she wants to. Because she didn't have enough with that without having Mass Attack. They needed to give her that too. Interesting that Myeu brought Sky Archer. It is actually good against the Psychic Corruption, though. And again, we do see AoE Ares, AoE Juggler, AoE YiQiao. YiQiao playing AoE. It's just really hard with double healer. Against all this DPS coming. I mean, at that point you're kind of forced to start using Act Agains for your healers to deal with the incoming damage. There is limited amount of debuffs on YiQiao's side. Act Again, Puppet. Very interesting play. Immediately giving over turn priority. So YiQiao seems to prefer to be player 2. I wonder who's she going to use Magic Pulse on. And it has to be either YiQiao or Juggler. Probably Juggler. She can't really, well, yeah. Oh yeah, Liana. Yeah. That's really nice. You could actually have Act Again up again next turn, on turn 2, with this strat. It's really cool. I haven't seen that one before. Not that she necessarily needs to do that, I mean. It'll be up turn 3 anyway, so. It's just an option. Yeah, Helena and Bozo are gonna have to do a lot of work this game. I mean, the one thing about Helena is that now that YiQiao's player 2, it kind of flips things on its head. If Helena is player 2, then she can go in pretty safely and then just run away after that, after taking one hit. I guess it's still the same thing, never mind. I'm just crazy. She did breeze, so Helena's range is pretty much the entire map at the moment. Yeah. Is she gonna go in now? I mean... Nothing's in range. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter if the mass attack is early because you can just Magic Pulse and have it up again next turn anyway. Really showcasing the power of this absolute unit. Well, actually, it would be 2 turns, but yeah. Why does it have 1 cooldown? Absolutely absurd. I suppose one thing that could happen is Ares pulls in everybody again. Then everybody would be in range. Liana Act again is up now. Juggler's Gospeled, so I mean it's a blood pack juggler to begin with. And it's also mass attack, so nothing's getting silenced by Bogle potentially coming in after, like, Liana acts again. After YiQiao's units have gone in, and then Bogle tries to make some stuff happen. So everything is in tank range here. I think Helena's probably just going to retreat. There's not really anything to be gained from, yeah. There's nothing to be gained from attacking in here. You're not going to accomplish anything. It's just going to get healed off, no problem. Just some chip. No way to heal it right now, so it's quite a good move. Always good to keep in mind Helena can do stuff like that, although now she's on a one-turn timer. So she really wants to get something done next turn. Otherwise she's going to be pretty... Without any sort of buff, she's not going to be able to do much. So at this point, YiQiao could honestly just disengage if she wanted to. I mean, her cooldowns will always be shorter with this puppet. Floor AoE, act again Helena, act again Bozel. Yeah. Liko can move there. That's the depth tile right there. So there is still Dark Despair to heal. Yeah, Juggler definitely wants to move up to prevent this. I mean, you could still try it, because most of this stuff doesn't have heal block prevention. Or Lucretia definitely doesn't have heal block prevention. Juggler does, I mean the puppet doesn't, but I don't know if the puppet matters that much. And one problem with Helena is that, oh yeah, Liana is not guarded. But the question is, does Helena kill a Shrine Maiden Liana? Never mind, she doesn't reach. Yeah, the tiles are gone. That's a really nice play. I was thinking Helena is spooky here, but act again is straight in for Liko 3C. Could have used Dark Dragon Breath, but I think Dark Despair is okay too. You probably want it. It's okay for it to be on cooldown, and you use it to heal up too. So there's good value there. You didn't lose much. And now Helena's Dunzo. Act again was wasted for that. YiQiao going for Florentia and she misses. She missed a crit on the first hit. Considering this is not a Bracer Florentia, oh, she double missed crit. Yeah, that's the only way a non-Bracer Florentia survives this. Without, like, a Lando aura or anything like that. Yes, I am spoiling. Because I need time to explain it. You know, you are right though. I should probably like hype it up, like, oh, is the Florentia gonna live or not? Oh my god! Oh, no. I'm good. It's not my style. It might be Death Robe, yeah, but still. Yeah, you're right. I mean, with Death Robe, Ares still has like a 10 to 20% crit chance. I mean, it is low, yeah. But even with Death Robe, if it's a particularly good Ares, which, I mean, it looks good. I don't know. I tried testing a lot with, without Bracer, and against Ares, my Florentia would die with no crits. Without Bracer, she would die to the fixed damage. It all comes down to the Ares. There are some monster Ares out there. So yeah, Ares is safe in fog. Yeah, you don't see that position too much. But Bozal did get a Tenyu Breeze. There gonna be some monster Ares in a week when we have gods? Yeah. Yeah, there's still hope with Bozal getting that Tenyu Breeze for sure. And I mean, Myeu is taking some damage, but he has 2 healers. He can afford some damage. The problem right now is that Bozal is waterlogged, and so is Helena. And it's okay as long as it gets purged, but you actually have to burn Sky Archer to spell, or you have to 3C this away. With Florentia, because Liana can't purge that. Unless you use Sky Archer. Which you really want to save for Lucretia's AoE. And one problem is, okay, this is depths, so. I don't think that'll kill Florentia, although there is a Tenyo, or no, Ares King's Crown. YiQiao won the 50-50 coin flip on that. Yeah, Florentia chooses the 3C. That's okay. One thing that's actually less so okay about this is that you can't use your stratagems. It's not a big deal though. Yeah. I think. I mean, the problem is if you heal with Liana, then Lucretia just comes in and drops Psychic Corruption. Okay, well now it's yeah, okay. The Sky Archer dies anyways because it was not in tank range. He doesn't have to if he uses Sky Archer to spell, but then that runs into the Psychic Corruption problem. But the Sky Archer not being in range of Hildegard is ultimately really tough now. Well, I can move out now because water got dispelled. Yeah, Liko can hit Flow, and it's not Bracer. Campo is correct. There is a Iron Wall tile underneath Hilda. So yeah, Helena was actually fine. So yeah, it's really tough for Myeu now. Positioning Sky Archer here. Usually you want to position your Sky Archer as far away from your team as possible. Yeah, Mabari brings up Helena could have tried to kill YiQiao. That is indeed in range. I don't know if she would, but... Yeah, no, this is still anybody's game. I think that both players have invested a lot of capital into hitting each other. Psychic Corruption into YiQiao Dark Dragon Breath. I mean, it shouldn't... Yeah, that probably kills Florentia, and then it looks kind of bad from there. YiQiao is more DPS focused, so she's not running Bracer. She still has Dark Dragon Breath. But and hitting Florentia is certainly not useless. Florentia is... But yeah, if Lucretia goes into Psychic Corruptions, Florentia's dead. There is no counter to it. And Dog just gets put back at 100% HP. Now the question is, does Myeu try to kill the YiQiao this time? That would give turn priority over to YiQiao. And then she would actually be out of AoEs. Oh no, she would have Juggler Master Dice. So yeah, Florentia is just dead. Supposing that YiQiao doesn't. I meant if YiQiao died, it would give YiQiao turn priority. Oh no, yeah, she already has it. So probably worth trying. I mean, Helena would definitely die for it. Even if she misses, I think the puppet would be able to clean up. Okay, doesn't even Psychic Corruption. She wants to hit the full team. Is in guard range of the juggler. That gives this Florentia an opportunity to heal, but she is out of AoE healing, so she's not necessarily a big priority to kill anyway. The debuffs from YiQiao are pretty much useless. Hilda life will go down here. Yeah, YiQiao wanted the full Psychic Corruption, and Florentia's probably dead. This isn't a Bracer dog, so it really impacts his damage. So I think Liana might be okay. Lico's pretty much useless now. No AoEs. She can punch, but I mean, bishops don't do much damage. And forced to move out of guard range with Liana. Yeah, Liana lives with 36 HP. $13K HP Liana is standard these days. I swear, I just see it in every game. It's all up to Bozel now. Not a heal block on Lucretia, which is really needed. Ares does have a lot of debuffs. Lucretia is heal blocked and fixed damaged. I mean, there's one turn until Buzzle has an AoE again. Helena's got one turn on Chib and she's heal blocked anyway. Myeu probably has to move here. I'm surprised that YiQiao didn't just take this. Oh, wow. Does it kill? Yes. Okay, Juggler got passive blocked and mobility downed. Or just mobility down. That's the only thing that matters there. Why did I think of that? Yeah, I'm surprised that YiQiao didn't go for killing the Liana with Ares earlier. Hilda doesn't move. Was that like a misclick? It has. She was stuck? Because of water. Ah, yes, yeah. Thank you. Scarlet Reaper picks up the kill. I mean, Liko just finishes off Liana here. No real point in attacking Buzzle. You won't kill. You have less int than he has Evdef. Buzzle will not be able to carry this. And he brought Crystal Warlock, so he was waterlogged anyway. I felt Myeu's fan pick in game 1 was a lot stronger with more opportunities to play. It's just YiQiao engaged quickly before Myeu had an opportunity to set up. And YiQiao trickled her units in one by one. So there was never really an opportunity for Buzzle to do much. And then in game 2, I think YiQiao in game 1 showed that she was very comfortable playing against Buzzle with long-range units. And maybe Myeu should have tried something else. Could have tried to exploit no magic guard. There's a lot of different strategies you could go for, really. But and I think most of it would come down to in ban pick that Myeu picked Buzzle even earlier in game 2 than he did game 1, and I just mean Buzzle didn't work very well in game 1. So I think if Myeu tried something else, it could have been a lot better. But yeah, YiQiao 2-0. Congratulations on her. Myeu was too defensive. Ban pick was fine. You know, you're definitely right about that. Myeu did have Hilda, and he has Liana and Florentia, who can act against each other to get lots of heals down. So there's plenty of means to deal with the AoE from YiQiao's side. Furthermore, there's also Sky Archer that got killed. It could have been positioned within range of Hildegard. It could have been positioned farther away from the team. Although Ares, if it was positioned over here anyway, Ares would still kill it. But yeah, I think I agree, absolutely. Buzzle could have carried that game if Myeu... Also, Myeu needed to push up more. Because what really started killing him in the end was the fall. But, yeah. So it will be quite a while until the next game. It'll be on Saturday. That is Zanson versus Mabari. And yeah, congratulations to YiQiao for advancing to the Grand Finals. And better luck next time to Myeu. He made it very far. Semifinals is great. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the tournament. And that's the end of my stream. Next game is Saturday.